Good morning students. This class we are going to learn very easy lesson. That lesson name is graph. There was an instance in the 17th century when René Descartes, a famous mathematician, indicates a horizontal direction, vertical line. In your earlier class we have studied how to represent integers on a number line horizontally. Now take one more number line vertically. We take the graph sheet keeping both number lines mutually perpendicular to each other at 0 as given in the figure. The number lines and the marking integer should be placed along the dark lines of the graph sheet. The intersecting point of the perpendicular lines O represent the origin. Origin point form is 0, 0. See the figure. The horizontal line is named as x dash, called the x-axis. Okay, the horizontal line is called the x-axis, and the vertical line is named as y dash, called the y-axis. So the vertical line is y-axis and the horizontal line is x-axis. Both the axes are called coordinate axis. Coordinate axis. The plane containing the x-axis and the y-axis is known as the coordinate plane or the Cartesian plane. René Descartes' system of fixing a point with the help of two measurements, horizontal and vertical, is named as Cartesian system. Listen the signs in the graphs. X coordinate of your point is positive along OX and negative along OX dash. Y coordinate of your point is positive along OY and negative along OY dash. Next one is ordered pair. Ordered pair A comma B. That open interval inside you write A comma B. This A represent the distance along the x-axis. A represent the distance along the x-axis and B represent the distance along the y-axis. Another one important names abscissa and ordinate. X coordinate is abscissa and the y coordinate is ordinate. Don't forget, x coordinate is abscissa and the y coordinate is ordinate. For example, we consider the point 4, 3. This 4 is the abscissa and 3 is the ordinate. Next I will explain the quadrants. The coordinate axes divide the plane of the graph into 4 regions called quadrants. Okay, the coordinate axes divide the plane of the graph into 4 regions called quadrants. It is a convention that the quadrants are named in the anti-clockwise sense, starting from the positive side of the x-axis. Anti-clockwise sense, starting from the positive side of the x-axis. Listen, the first quadrant, the two numbers are positive numbers. X-axis and the y-axis numbers are positive. So the first quadrant plus plus, and the second quadrant y-axis is positive but the x-axis is left side of the origin, so negative. So the second quadrant, the point is negative and positive. And the third quadrant, both the values are negative because y-axis negative and the x-axis also negative. So negative in the third quadrant. And the fourth quadrant is x-axis is positive but the y-axis is negative. So the point form is positive and the negative numbers in the fourth quadrant. Don't forget, first quadrant plus plus, second quadrant minus plus, third quadrant minus minus, and the fourth quadrant is plus minus. Next heading, coordinate of your point on the axis. If y is equal to 0, then the coordinate x comma 0 lies on the x-axis. If x equal to 0, then the coordinate 0 comma y lies on the y-axis. Very important one word questions. If y is equal to 0, then the coordinate x comma 0 lies on the x-axis. If x equal to 0, the coordinate lies on the y-axis. Next one is plotting the given points on your graph. Consider the following points: 4, 3, minus 4, 5, minus 3, minus 6, 5 comma minus 2, 6 comma 0 and 0 comma minus 5. Listen the first point 4 comma 3. 4 comma 3, the 2 points are positive. So which quadrant the point lies? First quadrant 4 comma 3. So 4 is in the x-axis value and 3 in the y-axis. So start from origin O, move 4 units along OX, and from 4 moves 3 units parallel to OY to reach point M 4 comma 3. Thus like you complete the next point minus 4 comma 5. Minus 4 comma 5 is negative and positive second quadrant. So minus 4 in the abscissa and 5 the ordinate. So minus 4 comma 5 we use the graph and plot the point. Minus 3 comma minus 6 in the third quadrant because the two values are negative. So we plot the point in the third quadrant. Next point 5 comma minus 2, positive and negative. So the fourth quadrant. So 5 is in the x-axis value and minus 2 is the y-axis value. From the origin move 5 points along OX and from 5 move 2 units parallel to OY dash to reach 5 comma minus 2 point. Okay, then locate 6 comma 0. 6 comma 0, 0 is the y-axis point, that y value is 0. The coordinate x comma 0 lies on the x-axis. So 6 comma 0. So move 6 units on OX from the origin to reach 6 comma 0 point. Next last point is 0 comma minus 5. X coordinate is 0, y coordinate is minus 5. So the point lies on y axis. Move 5 units on O y dash from the origin to reach 0 comma minus 5. Dear students, read your book page number 107 to 112 and complete exercise 3.8. Very easy only, you complete it. Okay, thank you students.